Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by tall mountains and lush green forests, there lived a humble woodcutter named Thomas and his young daughter, Leela. Thomas had raised Leela alone since she was little, and she was the light of his life. Every morning, they would walk hand in hand to the edge of the forest where Thomas worked, and Leela would explore the fields, picking flowers and humming to herself. One year, as winter began to approach, Thomas fell ill. His usual strength seemed to drain away, and he found it harder to swing his axe and collect enough wood. Leela noticed the change, and worry clouded her bright eyes. She knew her father was strong, but she sensed that he was struggling to carry on as before. One evening, as they sat by the fireplace, Leela held her father's hand and whispered, "I want to help, Papa. Let me go to the forest and gather wood for us. I may be small, but I can be strong like you." Touched by her determination, Thomas hesitated, but finally agreed, knowing her spirit could not be dampened. He handed her a small axe and gave her careful instructions on where to go and which trees to pick. The next morning, Leela ventured into the forest alone, carrying her father's pride and her own courage. As she walked deeper into the forest, Leela found herself near a grove of ancient trees. Just as she lifted her axe, a soft, almost musical voice called out, "Why do you seek wood, little one?" Startled, Leela turned to see an elderly man with a gentle face, leaning against a tree. His eyes held a kind warmth that made her feel safe. She explained her father's illness and her wish to help him, and the old man nodded, touched by her devotion. "I have watched over this forest for many years," he said. "For your kindness and love, I will help you." He stretched out his hand, and from the ground sprang bundles of dry firewood, each wrapped with a vine of fresh herbs. "These herbs will heal your father," he said, his voice soft but powerful. "Remember, it is not always the strength of the body, but the strength of the heart that matters." Leela thanked him and carried the bundles back home. That night, she mixed the herbs into her father's food, and soon a healthy glow returned to Thomas's face. His strength returned with each passing day, and his spirit was lighter, for he knew his daughter had proven to be as brave and loving as he had ever hoped. From that winter on, Leela and her father went to the forest together, side by side. And though Thomas grew older, he never again worried about who would care for him, for he knew his daughter's love was a strength no illness could weaken. If you loved this heartwarming tale of bravery and love, don't miss the chance to experience it again.